If you want to be able to buy the most expensive players and open the best packs in FC24, go to u7buy.com to buy your EA FC24 coins. It's cheaper than buying FC points and just as reliable. With their already amazing prices, you can get an extra 6% using promo code Inception at checkout. Okay guys, so we just finished the video for the first evolutions. Now, we can't obviously review every single card, guys, because there's usually like 20 pages of cards you can potentially go with. But we always look at the mainstream cards for the most part, and basically just go from there, right? So there's always going to be a lot of options, right? And there's going to be cards that are definitely going to be like very, very good choices for the most part, right? So we do have a new Champions Corner today. So we have Champions Corner 1, 2, and now we have Champions Corner 3. Now, Champions Corner 3 does give some pretty significant improvements for certain cards that you initially unlocked that you can make even better than what they were before, right? Which is insane because some of them actually have 2 or 3. We have to see if they have 3 different evolution link ups you can do, right? So obviously stat improvements, that's the main things, but we already have a few cards that are obviously trending on Futbin for their reasons, right? So with Fekir, the thing about this card is that you're kind of moving in a direction where obviously the dribbling improvements are definitely nice, because in this card, here's why I think it's a little bit of a waste to use it on Fekir. This is just my opinion, okay? Because this card is already originally formatted for the Hunter chemistry style, right? You're already gonna be improving his pace. You're already gonna be improving his shooting. Could you technically improve his physicality? Absolutely. You could definitely improve his physicality if you really wanted to boost his physical stats to be in a fantastic area. I'm not against this whatsoever, right? The thing is, though, is that from the other selections that you're gonna potentially have, especially with some meta options, there's going to be a few things that you're probably going to want to work with a little bit more, right? But with Fekir, not a bad choice. Honestly, I like Fekir's card. The only thing that he has that is annoying to work with from time to time is going to be in his left stick, right? Because he has that stocky body type, so his dribbling is going to feel physical oriented in a lot of different situations. So you just have to be very mindful of that when using the card. But again, not a bad choice. Like, Fekir is obviously a card that still performs really well. He still has that like good attacking AI, good general build-up play type of movement that I definitely enjoy a lot on him. Rudiger, we never did the review for, but I'll tell you guys this right now. They're improving base card stats, and it's not like completely terrible to go down this direction, because if you gave him the double improvement, especially if you are a Real Madrid fan, you get a pretty nice card, right? Because on the Shadow chemistry style, the card has a drastic increase in the acceleration department as well as the defending. Key thing to mention here is that the base card stats being improved in the dribbling and physical department, that's where it feels like it makes more of a difference for these sort of cards, right? Those improvements would definitely be very nice for him, because Rudiger is actually really good in game. I actually tried him out. I thought he was a very solid center back. I thought he was really good. The only thing that bothered me from time to time was his high work rates, right? Like, for me, I think the high work rates is a little bit bothersome, but not enough for you to not like this card in its entirety, because he performs very well in game defensively. Like, I was using him next to Sergio Ramos, although I do think Sergio Ramos's card is definitely dominant in this game. He's amazing. Rudiger was definitely still a very nice card too. So if you want to go down this direction, I'm not completely opposed to it, but just realize that some of the improvements that you give the card, it's not really being given to him because he's already maxed out in certain areas, right? So you just don't really get that full improvement that you might get on somebody else, right? So Sergio Ramos is also here from the Champions Corner 2, or Champions Corner 3, excuse me, not from the Champions Corner. You guys get what I'm saying. But I will say, with this card, the dribbling improvement is nice and the passing improvement is nice, but you're kind of already in an area with this card where, you know, giving him a shadow chemistry style, he's already going to be a beast. You know what I'm saying? Like, the improvements are already there. Like, his passing's already in a good spot. Dribbling being improved is definitely like dribbling and passing slight improvements is definitely still nice, but the defensive stuff is kind of useless, right? Because I take it back a little bit. Because on an anchor, you do give him a little bit of extra physical. Yeah, but still, I mean, you would still give him a shadow. Nah, you'd still give him a shadow, man. You're still going to give him a shadow, mostly lengthy. Shadow chemistry style to boost the pace as well as defense to be as high as possible. You're still going to go down this route. Like, that's just what it would be. This card has high work rates, but I'm telling you guys this right now. This guy's a monster in game defensively. Like, he's just built different. I'm going to be honest with you guys. With this card right here, like, people have actually gone down this route. And I actually see her sometimes in the higher divisions when I'm doing reviews. And she definitely cooks, bro. 100%. I mean, to be fair, it's a player who's 5'7", has a 5-star weak foot, formatted nicely for the hockey chemistry style. So she's not like poorly formatted by any means, right? Playstyles, she has a finesse shot plus and the power shot. So not too bad there, right? If I decide to use a card like this in the left-sided areas, pretty decent in that spot, right? Especially for someone that is building some sort of like Brighton team or some sort of like Norwegian squad as well. This is what I meant about being able to improve them 3 times in a row, right? So she gets the Champions Corner 1, 2, and 3, and the significant improvements that it gives her makes her way more usable in the meta of the gameplay, right? Not usable, but like just a very solid card in a general sense. Like I said, I actually do face people that do have this card from time to time, right? So be very mindful of that. Aussie main, I did not check out this year. I don't know what he's like. Probably not going to know what he's like at all, honestly. But a card that is well formatted for an engine chemistry style. If base card stats are being improved in the passing, dribbling, base card stats for the physical department, well, it's mainly passing, dribbling, and defense for him. This might be an evolution that's kind of worth it more for the midfielders, man, to be honest with you. Midfielders and attackers in a general sense, maybe even the fullbacks too. It just depends. Azpilicueta gets one. I'm going to be honest with you guys right now. If you went down this route, I would not be against you whatsoever. I'm going to keep it real with you guys 100%. This red Azpilicueta card is better than Koundé's card. 100%. Like, the playstyle pluses that he has, I'm not even kidding. Like, even in the center back position, I'm not even talking about right back. I'm talking about center back position. This guy cooks in game, dude. Like, he's actually really solid. The improvements, again, for a card like this, pretty significant, right? Because of the pace boost, you're giving him 99 acceleration, 99 sprint speed. You know how sometimes, guys, when I do reviews for certain cards, like, they have 99 pace, but they don't feel like 99 pace? This guy is really fast in game. Like, he's really, you know, I'm like, oh, you know, when he doesn't have like a lengthy, it's kind of like, whatever. He doesn't have the lengthy, so I can't really push the pace out of the card. Bro, with this card, it's different, man. Like, he's fast. Like, he actually feels very quick. So he would actually be really nice. Like, honestly, I'm not completely against people giving him an anchor because of how fast he actually feels, while you still, you know, give him those physical boosts as well. But again, I'm not opposed to this direction at all with Azpilicueta because in game he's really nice. Camavinga is definitely going to be another choice I would really consider looking into a little bit, maybe, because with this card, he's always going to be the type of card that you give an anchored chemistry style to. I think in the future, if there's like another evolution that increases the pace by a little bit, I think that's going to be like a really big one. I think that's going to be huge for Camavinga to really make him feel like a very solid left back, right? Because in the midfield position, he plays it really well. I mentioned this in the other video too. Like, if you play him as an actual CDM, he's decent there. But left back, he just feels like a nice left back for me personally, right? Especially since, you know, he has some pretty decent play styles to work with, to push forward, to come back on the defense, right? But yeah, again, with the Real Madrid links, Champions Corner 1, 2, and 3 being added to the card makes him really cool to look into, right? A very nice card for sure. Rodrigo's Team of the Season card. I didn't really look into this card. Never tried him either. I did try Vinicius's card. The only main thing with Vinicius is his body type feels weird, right? With Rodrigo, I feel like it'd probably be the same thing, to be honest with you, right? But with this card, he looks like he's formatted for a hawk or a sniper. Because a sniper gives him the physical boost as well as a shooting boost. And then the pace is already in a decent area. Dribbling also in the high 90s area. Shooting is essentially perfect on the card. Passing is in a really good area too. And then for physical, you're giving him really significant improvements as well, considering the fact that he's a player that might feel a little bit weird on the dribble, right? But this card, Trivela plus, Technical plus, Power Shot plus, while being a 5-star, 4-star player, he looks pretty cool, right? Definitely looks pretty cool. I will say that his dribbling at this point in the game might feel a little bit weird, maybe, but you know. Araujo gets one as well. Triple link upgrade on this one as well. Team of the Season Champions upgrade 1, 2, 3. In my opinion, it's pretty significant for him a little bit because you can kind of give him an anchor as well. Because the anchor gives those small improvements in the no, I wouldn't give him an anchor. It's a shadow because that small improvement in the physical, I wouldn't care at all about that. But on a shadow, to make his pace as high as possible, right? Because this one actually gave him the improvement from the first to the second. Shadow chemistry style makes him a 98-99. Defensive stats 99 as well. Really significant improvements. I will say that I've tried out this card from this base one. Wasn't as impressed, but I think if you gave him the improvements further down the road, it would make him way better because it's just EA dropping special sauce for these types of cards, right? In his case, it would be a triple link upgrade as well, right? So there's a lot of potential with him being an absolute monster in game, to be honest, like especially after those improvements in comparison to some of the other cards, right? Pellegrini, I don't see people going in this direction unless they're building some sort of like Serie A team, but he looks pretty good, to be honest. He doesn't look horrible by any means, right? Shadow chemistry style to give him that pace and defensive boost looks really cool. You can technically use him in different positions. You would most likely use him as an actual midfielder, to be honest with you, especially with the play styles that he is working with. You know, Shadow chemistry style does give him some pretty significant improvements in the pace and defending department, passing on the cards in a good area, shooting's in a pretty decent spot too, good physical, not too bad for like a triple link upgrade as well. Saliba, I would look into doing the Saliba card as well. Yeah, I think a Shadow would be really cool for him too. I think base card stats being improved on Saliba would make a little bit more of a difference. I would still probably prefer the Bissek card, to be honest. Like with me and center backs, guys, I'm like very, very specific. Like after using like Sergio Ramos and stuff, Sergio Ramos is an absolute monster. If they gave him medium high, he'd be unstoppable. But they're like, no, he's too effective. He is too effective, my dude. Okay, so Leon Goretzka, Champions Corner 3, gets a pretty significant improvement as well. 4-star, 5-star capabilities. This card looks cool because the playstyle pluses that he has are a W. I have tried out this card. I did not do his review, but as a CDM, because of the Intercept Plus, he performed very nicely for me. Like, I actually enjoyed him a lot there. And honestly, even on the attack, because he's a lengthy player and the pace is really being pushed out of the card to kind of like get into that 18-yard box, it is very cool as well, right? The anchor chemistry style giving him that massive boost in the pace, defending, and physical department for the lengthy is a key thing, right? But you can even give him a shadow, right? The shadow would probably be the most ideal situation because of that huge boost to the defending department while giving him that massive boost to the pace while still keeping him at a lengthy to really push the pace out of the card and work with a card that has very good defensive capabilities. Like it's very, very solid on him for sure, right? Fred gets an improvement as well if you are a player that is building some sort of like Fenerbahce team, right? So not too bad there. Schlotterbeck, I actually liked as a center back a lot. I thought he performed very nicely in game, to be honest. As a center back, I thought he was pretty decent. Would I go for a little bit higher in regards to absolute meta, especially in this game? For sure, but honestly, he was very good. I liked him a lot. This one is a triple upgrade for the card as well. Pace, massively increased as well, while still being a controlled lengthy player. Key thing to mention, right? Yeah, some very significant things, right? Pace, very nice. Physical also being improved massively, right? Some very good stuff there. Zaire Emery, I've tried out this card in the CDM's position as well, in like a 4-2-2. He's incredible. I love this card. I thought he played really well. Couldn't care less if he's a lengthy player or not. On an anchor, on a shadow even. I mean, if you give him a shadow, I wouldn't be against it because of the pace boost that you give him, right? Because the physical's in a decent spot. But mostly I would say an anchor on this guy. He's really cool too, man. The playstyle pluses that they gave him are a huge W, right? He actually has some defensive capabilities. The Intercept Plus allows you to use him in a way where he could still potentially attack. Like he could be your box-to-box midfielder, but he'll still offer you good defensive supports in the midfield, right? Because of that Intercept Plus that he has. as well, right? Stanway for the FC Bayern. I never tried Stanway's card, so I don't know what this card's like. People overrated the fantasy card a lot, in my honest opinion. I thought she was super, super overrated. But this card, very good playstyle pluses, very good regular playstyles too. She could definitely do a pretty decent job in game. Tudom with the improvement as well is pretty decent because, again, with this card, you can go in the direction of giving him an anchor chemistry style to increase his pace, his defense, and his physicality while keeping him in a mostly lengthy, right? So very key things to mention with these types of cards as well, right? Sentimental cards with some of these other guys like Hernandez, I don't think people will go down that route for the most part. Sergio Ramos for sure. Ruben Neves gets a triple link upgrade as well, right? So you can go in the direction of having him in the third one at first, regular after, and then Champions Corner 2 after that one, right? So it's kind of crazy. You have to wait for these guys to kind of come out to really see how good they actually do become, because this is a very significant improvement, right? To make him as good as possible. If you just stopped at 1, you don't get the opportunity of getting the other one, right? Because that doesn't link up with these other ones here. But if you waited all the way for the third one, you can now put him, like, it's so weird how this works, right? But you could put him now into a way where it's like the usability of the card is like significantly higher, right? So if you got him as a champs reward as well, Portuguese player, pretty cool, right? Joby Bellingham, pretty significant improvements as well. Obviously, the main concern with this card is it doesn't give you the plus links, right? But on the Shadow Chemistry style, good pace, good defensive stats, very good base card stats for play styles and stuff as well. Intercept plus added on the card with a finesse shot plus. Sorry, moving on. I gotta take breaks in between because there's so much talking. Gotta take the breaks in between, man. Okay, so Otamendi, Hernandez, Barella. I don't think people go in the direction of improving people like Barella, even though I think Barella would be perfectly fine to work with. Just don't think people go in that direction, you know? Okay, so Tudom, Loftus-Cheek. Loftus-Cheek, 93 to 96. I mean, he looks pretty good. I'll tell you guys this right now. Like, Loftus-Cheek is, he's actually, like, pretty good in game. He's pretty good. Agility, balance. I mean, he has a regular press proven. Like, this card's, like, super impressive. If you were to go down this route for a triple link upgrade, even right now, because the pace boost is really nice because it keeps him at a lengthy, which is a very important thing to mention. What's cool about this card too is that, like, if you don't really care about improving the defense, which you should, to be honest with you, you can give him an engine and stuff, right? But it's a card you got to give a shadow to, right? You got to increase his pace, increase his defense to be as high as possible to kind of work with those playstyle pluses, I would say. Let's see, Camavinga, we brushed past a little bit here. Champions Grand 3. 3 into 2. Yeah, the only thing with the card, man, is like, oh, like we checked this out earlier, and it's on Easy SBC. It actually shows us it's kind of cooked with this card because, well, not cooked, because like you give him a shadow, or you don't give him a shadow. You give him like a hunter too. Yeah, I mean, there's different ways of being able to line him up. The thing is, though, is that it is nice if it was like if you were able to keep him on a lengthy, but I guess they didn't want to release that sort of card to the general public, I guess, right? Rabiot gets one, Schlotterbeck, McAllister, Zakaria. See, this is one that I would do, right? This is a triple link upgrade for my homie G that gets really significant improvements. Base card stats are physical, really high. Nice play styles, but no intercept, unfortunately. No intercept. Intercept is just such a big playstyle too, man. It's huge. Bissek. Let me see what Bissek looks like now. Okay, so Bissek gets a triple link upgrade. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, like, I still wouldn't be against this. And the reason being for this is because this guy's a monster in game. Like, in game, this guy is an absolute beast. Like, I love Bissek. I love him. Like, he would definitely be, like, for me, you guys know, I'd rock like 8 different squads. If I were to play consistently, right, it would be like 8 different teams. He would be in one of the teams, 100%, bro. Like, as a center back, like, no doubt in my mind. Because you need your defenders to be meta. Like, let's be real. You just need them to. Marquinhos. I haven't really seen Marquinhos used too much, eh? I'm not opposed to the upgrades, though. I mean, like, the Shadow Chemistry style would be nice on him. He has good play styles. João Cancelo. Just one? Oh, so this would be his first one. I'm going to be real with you guys, man. João Cancelo would not be a bad one because this card, in my opinion, is like a forced anchor chemistry style player. Sprint speed is very low on the card, but when you give him an anchor, like, he's actually pretty nice. He's pretty nice. Roberto Firmino. Yeah, this is where it gets, like, interesting, right? So it's nice for cards like this because, I mean, you don't necessarily have to go on the anchor chemistry style route unless you use them as the attacking oriented center mid, which I'm not against. But again, if you're using him as like a main attacker, Hawk chemistry style to boost the pace, shooting, and the physicality is really cool for him, right? Very, very significant improvements for a card like that. Bentaleb. Bisic 3 into 2. And this is like the Rudiger card. Yeah, Rudiger we checked out earlier. I skipped some other cards because they're like not as relevant to take a look at. Bruno Fernandes with the double upgrade as well. Yeah, this one would be really nice actually. Yeah, he would be nice actually. I liked Bruno's card. Bruno was nice. On a Shadow Chemistry style, he's cool. They gave him like some pretty decent stuff. Finesse Shot Plus is pretty massive to work with too, I would say. Really, really massive. 5-star, 4-star. Using him on the left-hand side was cool. Nice card for sure. Veerman, Rudiger, Saliba. I forget that Conte has a card. The improvement on Conte would be important too, I'd say. No, not as much. The stats are already like he's formatted for a hunter, which is weird because I would still want to give him like small defensive stat increase, but yeah, I haven't seen Conte used too much if I'm being honest with you guys. Nuno Mendes gets a triple upgrade, eh? Yeah, this is where it gets nice because the card is really well formatted for an anchor. Like, and the stat improvements, it would make sense for it too. Like that's a really nice improvement. Good play styles as well. He has a regular intercept. That's a big one. Really, really cool card, actually. I definitely messed with that one a lot. Golovin, Nuno Mendes. Yeah, Nuno Mendes looks really good. I like that one. I'm basing it off of like base mechanics of what I remember the card being like from back then. Yeah, a lot of the other ones are like lower tier meta options that you can obviously improve as well. Like Vlahovic 5-star, 4-star. He gets a triple upgrade as well. Hey, look at that. This is the wrong chemistry style. It would definitely be an engine flex for him for sure. Controlled. This card actually might be really good in game, eh? As a physical type attacker, he could be. Agility is really low, but like Trivela plus, Finesse Shot plus, and Aerial plus, like that could be really good in game, to be fair. Fekir improvements, really nice. I think for the most part, we've covered like the main ones, right? Because there's obviously going to be like the lower tier cards. You can go with like Musiala too. That's interesting. Dante, Vertonghen, Zaha, Anton. The Nuno Mendes card looks really nice. Like that triple upgrade for him would be pretty significant, I think. Especially with the link ups and stuff that you'd want to work with too. I think we've pretty much covered like the main ones. For the main improvements. Fekir is the one that's trending the most. I guess because people would probably give him like a Hawk anyways, right? Boniface and Nkunku's a big one too. Yes, this is what I'm looking at more. Right? This is why you gotta keep checking sometimes, man. Nkunku is a beast. Like, this guy's a beast. Like, his card was already good initially. With the improvements, even better, right? Hawk chemistry style, again. Boost the pace, boost the shooting, boost the physical. This guy is a really good attacking oriented center mid. Like, I loved him in that center mid position for the 4-3-2-1. He cooked there, bro. Like, he was amazing, man. I liked using him a lot there. Boniface, this guy's annoying to face, bro. So like triple upgrade on him, you can't go wrong with this either, honestly. I'm not even against this. Like this guy is actually annoying to face. Because these types of players, they're like the counter-attacking, I have pace type players, right? Like people love these guys, right? Aerial plus as well. If you face off against a rat, good luck to you. You know what I'm saying? Good luck to you. But yeah. Balotelli, this guy would be a beast too. I haven't tried out this card yet, but I guarantee you that if I did, I would love this card a lot, 100%. Because that Christmas card, when that thing came out, whew, the only thing that was stopping him was the links, brother, because this card was incredible. Balotelli was a monster. Didn't even know his Kostinga card got a card. Kvaratskhelia gets one too, eh? Good that we're actually like going through this here. So what does Kvaratskhelia get? What's the improvements here? So it's 1 into 3. Ace is in a good area. Dribbling. I'd probably still give him a finisher, honestly, just to improve his dribbling to be a little bit better and give him the good shooting. They're giving him a dead eye for the passing. Like I don't think that's like really that important, right? Finisher to make his shooting as good as possible while making his dribbling better. I feel like it'd be more ideal. With this card, 5-star as well. Pace is already in a really good spot. That's not a bad improvement either. Again, though, the improvements that they do give for this one, it's interesting if you go down this route for sure. For Kvaratskhelia, Saka gets one too. Rodrigo and stuff we've checked out. None of the meta female players, eh? None of the meta ones. I mean, to be fair, they're still improving them to a point where they're gonna be like decent to use, but still, you know. Unless this player is good, let's see. 505 cooked. Absolutely cooked, mate. Absolutely cooked. Yeah, no meta female players, eh? Like Smith and stuff don't get one. Yeah, the most meta is the Brighton one. Like I'm telling you, I actually see her sometimes. And Stanway. I haven't personally seen Stanway in a team, but like she could be really good. I've never seen her personally. But yeah, we'll leave it there though, man. We'll leave it there. A lot of really good choices to look at for sure. This evolution is really cool. Azpilicueta, like I said, guys, really good player. Bisek is a monster. Fekir with the extra upgrades on Hawk is not bad. Right, you get those improvements in the physical department because his body type does feel a certain way regardless, right? So yeah, a lot of cool options, man. Sergio Ramos, this guy's a monster. If you guys got this as a red, like he's a beast. This guy's a beast, bro. Such a sick card. But anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video today. I'm gonna go get some food. You guys have yourself a good day, okay? Peace out, dudes. Love you guys.